Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Memorial Fieldhouse at Parkersburg High School, where we've got high school basketball for you. The battle for the bridge. No one calls it that. It's the Belpre Golden Eagles and the Parkersburg Big Reds. Brian Guthrie and my lovely sidekick, Mike Cameron here. And it's an intriguing matchup because it's two teams that are a little hit and miss. I mean, Belpre's record 8-6. They only won 5 games all of last year, so they're way improved from last year. Parkersburg's coming off another beating issued by South on Saturday night. These are not teams you would traditionally put in the same gymnasium together.
Yeah, I would like to know how many times this matchup has happened over the years.
As would I.
And yeah, I think you are correct in these are two teams that I think you said it right, hit or miss right now. Two teams that have lots of athletes, can play a pretty good game of basketball, but right now, a lot of the opponents that they have been going up against have been getting the better of them. Actually, Belpre's putting together a pretty good season. I looked up and down right now the scores that the Williamstown Yellow Jackets right now, and their score against Williamstown, that's 87-58. That's one of the closest margins against Williamstown this year. So,
yeah, when we carried that game, Belpre was actually in that game. They were only down 6 in the third quarter before the shooting just went cold and Williamstown went to 11 and just kind of ran away with it. But I mean, you look up and down the schedule, they've got some good wins over, a win at Fort Fry, a win at Waterford, win over South Gallia. Some of the losses you can understand, your Williamstown, your Warrens, your Alexanders, they're coming off a loss, a 60-47 loss at Trimble. Trimble's not great. So it's one of those things, Belpre's much better at home than they are on the road. But if the shooting is on, Tucker Liston, listen for that name all night, he's going to be filling it up.
That's what I'm saying. You got a team that comes in here that I looked at some of their box scores. You can pretty much take out every one of their games, and he has probably gotten close to 50% of their scoring just himself. So you could call that one-dimensional. They have other great athletes. They've got other guys that are capable to score. So I'm not saying that's going to be the situation here tonight. But, he's going to fill it up. But when you play a team like that, sometimes you let that guy fill it up and shut down everybody else, and you're going to collect a win. So that PHS, when they went up against South, that's a deep team that even the second-level guys are probably still going to get some good minutes.
They could be starters at other schools.
Exactly. But tonight, PHS is going to be going up against a team that's a little bit more predictable, maybe. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying. I think they're going to be have a much better game plan tonight.
PHS on the other side, 3-9, coming off of an 82-51 loss to South. Their second 31-point loss to South in the season. Go figure on that. If you were with us Saturday night, we talked about it. They've been in a lot of games. There's a lot of upside and positivity to PHS. Nate Rodriguez got 14 points against South. There's talent there. The shooting went cold against South, and when you give the Patriots extra possessions, they're going to tear you apart.
It's almost like they just put a lock on the rim, and it was not going in for PHS during that game. But you're right, they've got horses. They can play. Nate Rodriguez put together a pretty nice game the other night, despite everything else. But you know what? PHS is just situated in a tough situation. They're Quad A, and that means you're going to play really good teams, and they're just kind of below that echelon right now. So let's see what they do against this mid-card Ohio team and see what they can do.
We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll get you ready for tip-off. It is Belpre and PHS live here at the Fieldhouse. High school basketball presented by Staley Law and Mediation. Coming up next here on CAS 45.
I sincerely hope you never need my services because my firm represents people that have been seriously hurt in automobile accidents. I'm Jim Staley, and I've seen the devastating effects that those accidents can have, not only on those who are injured, but also on those who are at fault. Don't drive distracted. Put down the phone. It can wait until you get where you're going. Staley Law and Mediation, advocating for victims of serious personal injury.
Say I love you with Carl's Pawn Shop. If you're looking for a gorgeous engagement ring, a beautiful wedding set that will last a lifetime, or if you want to find that perfect gift for a special occasion, we have you covered. We carry a wide variety of jewelry and designer purses that fit any style at prices that won't break the bank. Our inventory changes daily, so stop by and see what's new.
It's always fun to see what's new at Carl's. Carl's Pawn Shop.
A new year brings new deals at Lemon & Barrett's Power Sports. Our showroom is packed with new and used inventory with deals you won't want to miss, plus all the gear, apparel, and accessories you need to ride in style, safety, and comfort. Does your current bike or buggy need service? Our certified technicians will get you back on the road, trail, or farm in top shape. Stop in today and check out our massive inventory and shop all the New Year's deals at Lemon & Barrett's Power Sports, your one-stop shop for all things power sports. Follow us on Facebook for inventory and store updates. As always, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Two Chucks in a Truck HVAC companies are a dime a dozen, but there's one that's been around over 60 years, Morrison Incorporated. High-pressure sales tactics, bogus equipment repairs, offers you know are too good to be true? That's not our style. As the Mid-Ohio Valley's factory-authorized Bryant dealer, we respect our customers, we value your business, and we guarantee our work. May seem an old-fashioned way to do business, but it's worked for Morrison since 1961. Always ready to do whatever it takes. That's Morrison Incorporated.
Back at the field house, getting ready for the starting lineups here as Belpre in town to take on Parkersburg. And, you know, one of the things that we talked about is this is not, you know, Belpre played Williamstown, and you're like, that's about the same size. PHS has to be 3 times the size of Belpre High School.
Every bit of it.
And as far as the team goes, based off of what we saw against Williamstown, mind you, it's been several weeks ago, Belpre's going to go about 6 or 7 deep in their regular rotation. Now, PHS probably can go to about 10. And then they've got a quality JV team. The JV team won, by the way, 89-47. So if they want to turn it into a track meet, PHS is going to have the advantage of the fresh legs. Starters for Belpre, number 12, Tucker Liston, number 21, Blake Church, number 25, Derek Liston.
I'm assuming brothers?
I think. Junior Bass, number 32. We saw Bass against Williamstown, and 34, Chris Copen. Bass against Williamstown has a good skill set for a young player. He's got some development there, but he's got some of the things you don't teach, and that's size and height.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He can fill a lane, throw a little extra athleticism in there. That'll definitely be that could be a key to win a matchup.
Now for tonight's starting lineup, he's a 6-foot senior, number 1,
Quavon Cyrus.
He's a 6'3" senior, number 3, Austin Fleming.
Fleming had a rough game against South Saturday night. He got 10 points, but missed a lot of shots.
Oh, man.
Casey Stanley had a pretty good game against South, but again, it was too little, too late.
A lot of it in the first half, too.
When the shooting went south for PHS, if you'll pardon the pun,
I was even going to let it go, actually.
Rodriguez was a lone bright spot in the second half as the Patriots began to pull away, running in 6 straight points, 3 straight baskets for the Big Reds. So he's kind of the straw that stirs the drink for the Big Red offense.
He's the facilitator, he's the distributor, and sometimes he's got to be the spark plug. And he needed to be that in the second half when it really started to pull away from the Big Reds. He was still working hard, putting up shots, giving 110%.
So, Mike, I want to ask the psychological question: how much of a trap game is this? I mean, you're coming off a blowout loss to your rival, and you're saying tiny school wants to come play with the big boys, and
You know,
maybe overlooking Belpre's playing with house money, right?
I was going to say, and it can always happen. It's, you know, it could be a perfect setup for that. And when you got a quality scorer like Liston, who likes to shoot it from just about anywhere on the court, it's very much a possibility.
Here's Derek Liston, gets it to Tucker Liston out top against Parsons. Screen from Bass, 3 from the top of the key. I think it was deflected. Quavon Cyrus collects it underneath. Rodriguez into the front court. Into the corner, Casey Stanley. 3 is on the way, short. Underneath, and it will be Belpre basketball, knocked out of bounds by Stanley.
The art of following your shot. A lot of shooters don't do that. Stanley actually did, and he actually knocked it out of bounds because of that. But you got to follow your shot.
Press from the Big Reds easily broken by the Eagles, and Tucker Liston gets his first layup of the night, and it's 2-0 Belpre.
Looks like you used the words track meet. That's what it looks like it's going to be already.
Rodriguez dumps it inside to Fleming. Turnaround against Bass is off the mark. Stanley mistimed it. Rebound Tucker Liston into the front court for the Eagles. Pull up from the elbow. Short, follows his shot. Back up and in. Tucker Liston has all 4 points in this ball game.
All 4 shots. He is not shy when he has the basketball in his hand. He is not shy.
Here's Parsons. Will try and drive in. He is short. Rebound Junior Bass. And Church will bring it up the floor. No press from the Big Reds, and he'll walk it across the timeline. Casey Stanley will pick him up at the logo. Here's Tucker Liston. Goes around Cyrus. Pull up from the wings, not there. Rebound by Copen. Put back, in and out, no good. Knocked out of bounds. Stays with the Golden Eagles. And we'll have our first substitution already as Quavon Cyrus will sit down. Andrew Stallnaker will come in less than 2 minutes in.
And you know what? I mean, I think Cyrus has 2 partial blocks off of Liston right now. So, but yeah, he is getting scored on, especially at the moment.
Tucker Liston tries to drop it to Bass. He could not find the handle, goes out of bounds. Big Red basketball.
That time he tried to penetrate and have the defense come to him, but he rocketed a pass over to Bass. Was not quite ready for that.
Parsons out top. NBA 3 is off the rim. No good. Bass will pick it up off the floor. One and done for the Big Reds.
I was going to say catch and shoot.
Derek Liston in the corner against Rodriguez. Tries to drop it to Bass. He again lost the handle on it. Stallnaker goes to the floor and will collect it for the Big Reds. Fleming jogs into the front court. Down the lane. Floater goes in. First points of the game go to Austin Fleming for the Big Reds. 4-2, and they finally break the seal at 5:40.
Now they can do that press off the made shot.
Copen's pass picked off. Fleming back the other way. Crazy wild shot collected by Stallnaker, blocked by Copen.
That play started on the other side of the court. That started by Casey Stanley picking in pocket and getting defense turned back into offense.
Trey Wilson will come in as David Parsons sets down for the Big Reds. At 5.5 to go in the opening quarter, the Big Reds lucky it's only a 2-point deficit as they have not shot well at all right out of the gate here.
1 out of 7, but Belpre is 2 out of 7, 2 out of 6, excuse me.
Rodriguez to Stallnaker, drops it to Wilson. Goes into Bass, no whistle, but pocket picked by Derek Liston. 2-on-1, gets it to Copen. Copen wings it, nothing there. Casey Stanley cleans up the mess. To Fleming in the front court. Gets his man in the air, pulls up for 3, off the mark. Rebound, Tucker Liston. Now called, missed shot, but it looks like Fleming's gonna go to the line.
That should be Church.
Church and Bass were both there. It'll go on Church, his first, team's first. Austin Fleming, the only points of the game thus far for the Big Reds, almost halfway into this first quarter. We'll see Quavon Cyrus come back in, and Casey Stanley will have a seat. Looks like Matthew Stallnaker waiting to check in at the scorer's table. Second one, Fleming is off the mark, and Bass has it. Light press from the Big Reds, just some resistance by Rodriguez against Church. Church, good ball handler, gets it to Tucker Liston. Here's Bass out top against Trey Wilson. Over to Copen. Drops it into Liston, backing in against Stallnaker. A little short. Stallnaker with the rebound. And Rodriguez brings it up the floor. 4 minutes left in the opening quarter. Rodriguez tries to take it himself. Goes to Fleming, crazy shot. Cyrus with the pick, put back. Not there, and Bass has it for Belpre.
They're getting into the paint. That's not the problem. They're not taking great shots when they get there, though.
Copen jumper is good. Chris Copen's first bucket of the game.
Shades of his older brother, Patrick, who played in the Parkersburg Catholic program.
Timeout Parkersburg as the Golden Eagles have come out and punched the Big Reds right in the face. The best laid plans just kind of turn to dust when the other guy's not scared of you. And that's what I was trying to allude to at the beginning of this game is Belpre doesn't, they're supposed to lose. They know that. You can play loose. Of course, the shooting hasn't been great for either team.
But they've had opportunities. They're just missing them. But you're right. There is no.
This could be a 10-point lead for Belpre.
Exactly.
Easily.
A couple, and just a couple of missed shots from high percentage. PHS has missed a couple too, but I'd give a little bit more to the Belpre side. But you're right. No intimidation factor. They're in there. They're playing this game with pretty much just. I liked how you said house money. Go in there and just do what you can do. I do like this Liston kid. He's tall, so he's got size that helps him out, but he's also got athleticism and a nice sweet touch on the jump shot.
Shooter gonna shoot.
He gonna shoot all night long.
3:38 left here in the first. We check that One Community Federal Credit Union scoreboard. That's right, it's 8-3. Out of the timeout, Big Red basketball. Parsons back in. Fleming will have a seat. And we'll see J.T. Corbin into the game, number 32.
Who's got the other points for Belpre?
Liston has 4, Bass has 2, and Copen has 2.
I didn't have that shot in there.
And
bad pass, but Quavon was able to get it.
Cyrus goes up with it. Nice pass into the corner to Corbin. And now a whistle.
Kick ball. Put a fresh 20 on the clock. Oh, wait, they don't,
we don't have
in
that.
This game.
Yeah, we don't have that. Matt Stallnaker working against Tucker Liston on the baseline. Copen comes in for the double team. Over to Corbin. Into the lane. Out to Rodriguez. Jumper from the elbow is good. Nate Rodriguez has his first points of the game.
Wasn't easy, but it was good.
Press from the Big Reds. Belpre has not had any problem with it yet. Almost a travel there for Derek Liston. Church slings it into the front court. Bass outside the arc. And hands it over to Derek Liston, and they'll start up the Golden Eagle offense. Checked by Corbin in front of the Big Red bench. Handoff on the curl to Church. Goes into the lane. Shot either blocked or misdirected by Matt Stallnaker, and the Big Reds come away with it.
No!
Stallnaker's shot blocked by Tucker Liston. Gotta love a shooter who plays both ends.
I was going to say he was right there, great positioning. Just swatted it right out of his hands.
Derek Liston trying to get it to Church. Church shaking and baking, drops it to Bass, high post. Backs in against Parsons. Off glass, no good. Tucker Liston there to clean it up. He's got 6.
And he's everywhere.
And it's a 5-point Belpre lead, 2 minutes to go, opening frame.
That's basket awareness, too. I mean, not only is he good with just his normal shot, he's there gravitating around the rim even off of missed shots.
Nice jumper from Rodriguez. He's got 4.
Hit number 2 on the microwave. He's warming up.
Is that the popcorn or baked potato setting?
Point guard.
Here's Derek Liston for 3. Back iron, no good. Cyrus with the rebound. Haven't seen a lot of 3-point shots tonight as Parsons gets into the front court. Floater off balance and good. David Parsons gets his first basket of the game, and the Belpre lead is down to 1.
Guess what? Guess who's back in the game? That's what happens when you make your shots.
Liston to Liston. Corbin trying to stay with Tucker Liston. give and go with Bass, and Tucker Liston has 8.
Elementary right there. That was just, that's page 1 of the playbook right there, but it worked.
Rodriguez trying to work off the screen. Jumper is up, no good. Rebound Stolnicker, but stolen by Bass. Inside 40 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Church into the corner to Derek Liston. Stutter step, jumper well short, but Bass trying to fight for it underneath, and Liston comes back with it. Out to Church, wide open for 3. Off the mark, Bass another rebound and a whistle.
He took it out of bounds with him.
And we'll see a wholesale change for the Big Reds here. And a single change, Derek Liston out. Isaiah Spencer, number 3, in for Belpre. Now 26 seconds on the clock.
And that is the natural advantage, and we did talk about that. PHS could go about 10 deep on, with starters, 5 off the bench, keep everybody fresh. Belpre, that's going to be an issue all night long.
Typically only about 6 or 7 you'll see in the regular rotation for Belpre. Parsons trying to find some space, running out of clock. Fleming for 3 and hits it. And Austin Fleming meets the buzzer and ties us up at 12 at the end of the first quarter. Got a good one here at the Fieldhouse for you so far. 12 all, Belpre and PHS. You're watching high school basketball presented by Stanley Law and Mediation on CAS 45.
I sincerely hope you never need my services, because my firm represents people that have been seriously hurt in automobile accidents. I'm Jim Staley, and I've seen the devastating effects that those accidents can have, not only on those who are injured, but also on those who are at fault. Don't drive distracted. Put down the phone. It can wait until you get where you're going. Staley Law and Mediation, advocating for victims of serious personal injury.
At One Community, we know you're spending more time at home lately. From snow days to sick days, One Community has you covered. With our online banking and mobile app, you can manage your accounts, pay bills, make deposits, apply for loans, even open a new account. It's easy, safe, and secure from anywhere on your time. So stay warm, stay well, stay home. Visit onecommunityfcu.org to get started now. One Community Federal Credit Union, ready for your future.
Back here at the Fieldhouse getting ready for the second quarter, and ended just about as well as it could have for PHS. 12 all with the 3-pointer at the buzzer, and the Big Reds will have the ball to start the second quarter.
6 of 19 shooting for Belpre in that first quarter, 5 of 17 for PHS.
Fleming down low, out to Parsons for 3. Hit it. Parsons has 5, and PHS has their first lead of the game at 15-12. Church caught in the backcourt. Got to hurry up. There he gets it into the front court to Isaiah Spencer. Church to Copen. Copen tied up at the top of the key. Will drive in. Shot off the mark, but a foul.
I'd say, it was a low-scoring first quarter, obviously. But that was a mixture of bad shooting, but there was a lot of good defense out there, too. I mean, I saw a couple of switches and catching back up, backside defense getting back in there and making the play.
Copen misses his first freebie. First foul on Fleming. First team foul for PHS.
Yeah, we haven't really
Both
seen
teams
a lot
with
of that.
1 foul.
Yeah, it's been a relatively pretty quick quarter.
Second one too strong, but Bass with the rebound. He'll put it back up, and he gets it in. Junior Bass has 4.
The arts of the offensive rebound, plus it's pretty, helps pretty much that he's a big dude, but that is such an important skill to have, and there's some people have a knack for it better than others.
Stanley kicks it out to Cyrus. To Parsons for 3, and Parsons hits another one. 6 quick points for David Parsons. And the Eagles try to run down to the other way and lost it off the end line. It'll be Big Red basketball. And we will see Jacob Ferrier and his beautiful mullet check in for the first time tonight. As Copen heads to the bench.
Look at the lettuce on that kid.
The Kentucky waterfall is in season.
Oh, those
Isaiah
were the
Walker
days.
into the game for the Big Reds, number 21. Big Reds moving it around outside. Fleming will finally go baseline into Church. No call, out to Parsons for three, and he hit another one.
Somebody's feeling it.
Timeout, Belpre. Their first of the ball game.
Even the assistant coaches for BHS are kind of giggling because, I don't know, I mean, yeah, I think he does shoot pretty well from three-point range. Just last couple of games, he hasn't been getting that kind of output. 3 good looks, and he's hit all 3 of them in this quarter.
And just like that, PHS is up 7. And
One shot has been taken by Belpre in this quarter, so it's been a pretty good defensive effort.
I've got at least 2 because Copen got fouled on this shot, or does that not count?
That doesn't count as a shot.
Okay, so
but,
yeah. Yeah, the putback by Bass would be it. Ferrier to inbound.
A full court press coming.
Over to Derek Liston, top of the key. Tucker Liston for 3. Banks it in. His first triple of the game. He's got 11 already.
And I think I heard him call it.
There's Stanley. His shot is blocked by Tucker Liston, who may have taken a shot to the face. The old thumb to the eye. Got Terry funked. Working against Stallnicker. Out top to Bass. They'll work it around to Derek Liston. Now Church curls in, draws 3 Big Reds.
Usually when you get 3 to go in like that, there's got to be somebody
Somebody's got to be open. Here's Derek Liston, picked up his dribble, goes cross court to Tucker, and he will go up. The floater won't go, follows his shot, knocked out of bounds, stays with Belpre. Nate Rodriguez headed back in as Casey Stanley will have a seat. 21-17 in favor of the Big Reds. Copen will come back in, and Bass will check out.
Interesting call. A little bit of a smaller lineup, not really so much by height, but smaller lineup still.
There's Tucker Liston, floater along the baseline is good. He's got 13 of 17 points for Belpre.
That's pretty much, that's how it usually goes. That's usually the script.
Here's Fleming going baseline, and a block is going to be called, I believe, on Ferrier. His first, team second. Quavon Cyrus is coming back in. Isaiah Walker headed out for the Big Reds. Quickly into Parsons for 3. Missed that one, with the loose basketball collected by Fleming. To Nate Rodriguez, back to Parsons. In the corner against Church, 3 on the way, it's good! His 4th three-pointer of the quarter.
4 of 5 from three-point range.
Here's Copen the other way, high layup, no good. Rebound Stallnicker. Parsons pushes it in the front court to Fleming in the corner. He goes baseline, tries to get it to Cyrus, who lost it. Loose basketball, Belpre has it. Here's Derek Liston for 3. Back of the iron, no good. Quavon Cyrus skies to get the rebound. And we're gonna try and run now. Parsons to Fleming. Blocked underneath by Liston.
Oh, my goodness.
They call foul, or did he step on the end line?
I
Must have stepped on the end line.
Yep.
Big Red basketball. We'll see Bass come back in, and Spencer for Belpre, as Fleming and Church will head out. Trey Wilson back in for Andrew Stallnicker. Nate Rodriguez to inbound against his opposite number, Derek Liston, underneath the basket. 4:33 on the clock. Out to midcourt, picked off by Tucker Liston. Floater in the lane, off glass, no good. Rebound, Trey Wilson. Rodriguez sprints down the floor. They're trying to get it to Parsons. They do. 3 on the way. Hit another one. It's raining threes. Hallelujah. It's raining threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What, 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 in this quarter, 5 of 6, all from that range.
He did not shoot like that against South. Here's Derek Liston and a whistle away from the ball.
And Copen. Oh. 25. Let's
Nate Rodriguez picks up his first foul. Team foul 2. Fleming will check out. Matt Stallnicker will check in. Tucker Liston for 3 off the mark. Rebound, Matt Stallnicker. And Rodriguez will push the issue down the floor. Rodriguez off the mark, loose basketball, and Liston has it. Out top, Copen, long jumper. Too strong. Bass, nice rebound underneath. And swatted by Cyrus, but Spencer gets it back, but he can't get it back in. Beautiful block by Quavon Cyrus on Junior Bass. Cyrus has it knocked away from it, but it stays with the Big Reds. Casey Stanley to head in, and Nate Rodriguez will check out. 3:15 stop clock, second quarter, 27-19 Big Reds. And Wilson can't handle it, lost the ball, turnover.
Those are those little teeny unforced errors along the way that kind of drive a coach crazy. But right now, as long as Parsons is still hitting from 3, probably can forget about those. Oh, wow.
Belpre better hurry. They did it in the front court.
They used
Spencer.
9.5 of that 10 count.
Here's Copen, curls in. Nice drop pass to Bass. Let his man fly by and lays it in. Junior Bass has 6. The lead is down to 6.
I think it would
We're yelling
really
for Parsons to shoot, just, just from wherever.
It's a heat check.
Quavon Cyrus. Cross court to Stanley for 3. Casey Stanley almost got the members bounce. Isaiah Spencer with the rebound. Shortest guy out there came away with the basketball. Tucker Liston in the front court. 3 on the way. That's an air ball, but Bass catches it and lays it in. 6 points in the quarter, 8 points in the game for Junior Bass, and the lead is down to 4.
And they've needed every one of them. They're using some of the supporting cast. Liston usually is the one.
Oh, Copen went for the basketball, plows into Parsons. They're trying to deny Parsons the basketball. And it's going to go on Parsons, David Parsons, his first, team's third. Copen just went right after that basketball.
He had an open look. I mean, it was really, he was the only one that was going to be able to make that catch. So,
and Parkersburg wants a timeout as they have seen their lead evaporate down to 4 here with just over 2 minutes left here in the second quarter. Brian Guthrie, Mike Cameron, courtside here at the Fieldhouse. It's a 3-game week for us here on CAS 45. We will see the Belpre girls tomorrow in Marietta to take on the Tigers, rematch of a game we saw earlier this year. And then Thursday, we're back here in this field house again to see the Big Red girls take on South Charleston. Little quad A action.
little quad
Little
A action.
MSAC lockup. Also black and orange.
I hope
A lot of black and orange this week.
I hope your subscription rate for people in PHS area. Oh, bad
Oh,
pass.
inbound picked by Fleming. Missed the layup. Stanley and Liston wrestle for it. Jump ball. Arrow goes with Belpre.
Which they really, really dodged a bullet on that one because it was a bad, careless pass on the inbound. So at least they get it back, but now they see a full court Big Red press.
Break it easily. Church into the front court to Copen. Copen against Rodriguez. Now over to Derek Liston. To Tucker Liston in front of the Big Red bench. Here's Bass out top against A.J. Ellis, who has checked into the game.
That's
A.J.
a nice
Ellis,
little matchup.
I saw, I believe Ellis had a visit to, I think I saw on social media, had a visit to Morgantown with the football team.
Oh, really?
Turnaround for Bass is no good. Big Red's back the other way with 90 seconds left in the quarter. Holding to a 4-point lead. Rodriguez looking for some space and dribbled it off his foot.
Another unforced error. And at this point of the half, that could be costly because they can cut this lead to 2, maybe 3, depending on shot selection.
Church will go one-on-one with Casey Stanley. Into the front court, Stanley, little flop off the forearm. Bass turns it over, has his pass picked by Ellis, who is a mountain of a man in and of himself. He goes down, comes up laughing. And I believe that's going to be Junior Bass's first foul. Team foul 3. Trey Wilson out, David Parsons back in. Clock stopped just outside a minute. 27-23 Big Reds. Game was 12-all at the end of the first. Parsons from NBA range.
Heat check.
Short. Ellis with the rebound. He'll go back up with the putback. Missed it. Fleming flies in but can't find the handle, and Church has it.
They got
inside a minute.
They got the stop. Now they got to make the shot. Let's see if Liston will hit this 3.
Short. Follows his shot with the rebound. Puts it back up. Not there. Gets the rebound on the floor.
Oh.
And PHS ball. The upside is that Tucker Liston got 2 rebounds on the position. One of them sitting down. But
yeah,
missed
you don't
both
see
his
that
shots.
very often. Yeah.
Cyrus and Stanley out for the Big Reds. As we've got 30 seconds left in the quarter. 27-23. Hasn't been the cleanest game in the world, but it has been entertaining.
Nice.
Nice feed underneath to Fleming from Rodriguez. And
Great
Fleming has
look.
8 points. 15 seconds on the clock. Church into the front court. They're trying to find Tucker Liston. Copen has it. Oh, feet on the timeline. They save it underneath the Bass. Spin around in the lane is off the mark. Clock at 2-1. Cyrus going to heave from midcourt. Short. And that's how the first half will end. Woo! Getting your money's worth out of this one. Parkersburg 29, Belpre 23. We'll do some math and come back and get you some stats in just a second. High school basketball at CAS 45 presented by Staley Law and Mediation. We're back in a minute.
I was in a traffic accident. I went from working 70 to 80 hours a week to all of a sudden being stuck with 2 broken legs in a wheelchair. The scariest thing in my life. I thought I was just going to be alone, start losing everything that I've worked so hard for my family. And when I met Jim Staley, he sat me down, we were able to talk, he was very nice, explained to me the process we were going to take and how he was going to be able to help me and my family going forward. And the fact that somebody will fight for you is pretty inspiring.
My pups and our Goldworks staff are ready to show you what other jewelry stores don't. Mark Armstrong's Goldworks, without a doubt, has the largest variety of one-of-a-kind jewelry you just can't find at other jewelry stores. Come see for yourself and see why we are the only true full-service jewelry store in the Mid-Ohio Valley. If other area jewelers have trusted me for over 45 years, shouldn't you?
At the half, 29-23 in favor of the Big Reds. Brian Guthrie, Mike Cameron courtside here at the Fieldhouse. Scoring for the first half, Tucker Liston 13 points of Belpre's 23. Junior Bass has 8. Chris Copen with 2. We knew as Liston goes, the Belpre offense goes. For PHS, David Parsons, 17 points, 15 in the second quarter, all from 3-pointers. Austin Fleming has 8, Nate Rodriguez has 4. Each team only has 3 guys that have put the bucket or put the ball in the hoop. That is ridiculous, Mike.
It's a bit one-dimensional, but yes, or I guess 3-dimensional in this case, but yes.
See what you did there.
But yeah, no, yeah, it is it's a question of depth, and certainly, and I mean, we see that. You can look at the box scores for Belpre. You know what you're going to get from them. This is a little bit unexpected for Parsons tonight in that situation. But yeah, let me do a little quick breakdown. Belpre is 11 of 36 from the field. Sorry. That's 30.1%. They're 1 of 8 from three-point range, 0 of 2 from the line.
1 of 8 from three-point range?
1 of 8.
Yikes.
Yes, 1 of 8. On the other end of the coin, though, you've got Parkersburg at 11 for 30 from the field. That's only 36.7%, but 6 of 11 from three-point range. You're gonna win a couple of games if you can hit three-point range shots like that.
Yeah,
1 of 2 from the line.
Yeah, they did not shoot like this on Saturday night. And honestly, David Parsons, that string of threes that he hit, 5 in a row, I believe, is what it was. Without that, they're down 10.
That has been it's the obvious key of the ball game right now. Even with the Belpre struggles really at this point too. Yeah, if Parsons doesn't have that second quarter, we've got a different complexion to this game.
It's so far, I think it's kind of what we expected. A couple of streaky teams getting hot and cold, and you know, Belpre's plenty frisky enough for these Big Reds. Came out and you know, a 4-6 point lead early in this game. You know, PHS has worked themselves back ahead. I know I'm repeating myself. Belpre's playing with house money. Nobody's really expecting them to win this game other than them.
Yeah.
So
it's a difference in size of schools, obviously. You know, I don't know if that has anything to do with the quality, that sort of thing. It has plenty to do with depth, and that has been working out too. PHS has been able to string a couple more players in, whereas I think we've only had about 6 in the game for Belpre. Just maybe the 1, maybe the 2 substitutions. 7. So, but yeah, I mean, right now, David Parsons, monster second quarter. You got Tucker Liston, who is the big stud right now, but he's made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots. I think he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He is 8 of 17. So
shooter gonna shoot.
Shooter gonna keep shooting, but he's gonna have to hit more.
He's gonna have to make more of them.
Or we're gonna have to get another. I mean, it's good that we've been seeing some of the other players. I mean, Junior Bass, that kid's a basketball player. He's fun to watch.
He's got. There's a lot of potential still in him,
right.
and until PHS put AJ Ellis on the floor, there wasn't anybody really to match up with him. Quavon Cyrus, by the way, is an athlete and then some out here, blocking shots and getting rebounds. He's all over the place. But size-wise, Ellis is the only one who's really been able to body up with Bass.
And that was, and we only saw it for about 2 minutes, but that was a fun little matchup. I could watch that the rest of the day, and they might get tired. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, right now we got to see Liston make a couple more shots or get more people involved. And if and Belpre's got to find a way to cool down Parsons. You know, I mean, he had a good second quarter. Can he keep that pace up throughout the rest of the game? We'll have to find out.
29-23 at the half as the Red Wings dance to Space Jam. I ain't mad about that. We'll take a timeout, get you ready for the second half in just a little bit. You're watching high school basketball presented by Staley Law and Mediation on CAS 45.
Pick me, I'm delicious.
Come on, baby, get you a twist.
Can't beat a good old glazed donut. Grrr, I'm a bear claw.
Looky, it's time for a cookie.
These are cannolis you can't refuse.
JR's Donut Castle, a taste fit for a king.
Do you want to get the most for your money? Of course you do. Now open, Smith & Company Vintage Market is where you need to shop. Here you'll find antiques, collectibles, handmade items, home decor, unique gifts, and so much more. Smith & Company Vintage Market, a charming blend of old and new. 1301 Colgate Drive, Marietta, now open Tuesday through Saturday 10 to 6 and Sundays 11 to 4. Don't buy retail, buy resale. Smith & Company Vintage Market. You won't be disappointed.
The Rock Box in Beverly has been your Ohio State headquarters for over 20 years, but we are much more than a Buckeye store. The Rock Box has Ohio Bobcat clothing, Guardians and Reds, Steelers gear, and more Browns and Bengals apparel than you'll find anywhere else in Southeast Ohio. You can even order your high school varsity jacket with us. If you're a real sports fanatic and you love to wear your team's colors, you'll definitely want to check out the Rock Box. The Rock Box, State Route 60 in Beverly, Ohio.
It's all about stepping up and throwing down. Chasing the dreams of our childhood, made real on the hardwood. All the home games and hometowns. Breaking records and new ground. Come for it all.
Did you know a $25 gift card from Wings Etc. can get you burgers, pretzel bites, salads, wings, beer, anything off our menu, and a free $5 gift check? Cheers to the gift card that gives back to you. So get here and get merry. Now until Christmas Eve, only at Wings Etc.
Back at the field house, getting ready for the second half. 29-23. Brian and Mike courtside. I got caught up in California love there for a second. Mike, adjustments. What's your halftime adjustments?
What they did in that first quarter was pretty good. And what they did in that second quarter was watch Parsons shoot all over him. So right now we just need to say, I don't think David Parsons is going to have a third quarter like he had in the second quarter. But I don't know if I give him those open shots either. You got to have a body that's going to be on him a little bit more.
Shooting it from the
volleyball
lines.
I know. He was hitting from a couple from NBA, but you know, I don't know. I mean, he's been making them, so I don't know. You're going to have to body up a little bit more. Obviously, don't foul him. Really, I don't think much needs to be done on the Belpre side. They got to feed the horse. They got to get it to Liston, let him get his points. But right now, I really like what Bass is doing on the offensive rebounding end. So if you do have that missed shot, you've got a better than average chance you're going to get a second opportunity. So really, again, on the Belpre side, not much that needs to be done adjustment-wise other than get a hand in number 5's face.
Cyrus, Fleming, Stanley, Parsons, Rodriguez, your 5 Big Reds on the floor. Copen, Liston, Church, and Bass, your 5 Golden Eagles to start the second half. Fleming underneath against Tucker Liston, and he will go off glass and good.
Fleming hasn't had a lot of good open looks like that. Once he gets into the paint, a lot of times he's got so many hands in his face, he doesn't usually get a decent shot off, but he got a good look that time. Good finish.
Press from the Big Reds broken by the Golden Eagles. And Church setting up the offense, working against Quavon Cyrus. Out to Tucker Liston. 3 is blocked by Austin Fleming.
Oh, nice.
And feed him on the other end, and he will lay it up and in. A block and a bucket for Austin Fleming.
Got the block, ran the floor, got paid off with a good pass from Parsons.
A quick 4 from the Big Reds, and their lead is out to 10. Belpre has it knocked away. They'll keep the basketball on their end of the floor.
You know, I think we need to see a couple more. And I mean, Liston is going to shoot the ball. He needs a little bit more separation sometimes. He's been blocked maybe 2-3 times tonight. Got to set some more screens for him, get him open a little bit better.
Derek Liston to inbound. Tries to drop it into Bass, who gets it. Church will take the 3 top of the key off the mark. Liston tips it up, but Cyrus comes away with it. And Rodriguez wants to run. laces one into Stanley. Stops, shoots, not there. Loose ball, whistle, out of bounds on, I haven't the foggiest idea, apparently Belpre. PHS basketball. Fleming for three, that is short. Rebound by Derek Liston. Pushes it up the floor to Church. He'll try to go baseline. Off glass, no good, but a whistle. Foul's not been a problem for either team thus far, as Austin Fleming picks up his second, first of the second half. The Big Reds.
Maybe it's how the defense has been dictating the action today, but I'd like to see Belpre be a little bit more aggressive like that. Go after him, see if we can start getting people in foul trouble.
Blake Church gets his first point of the game.
It's like Blake Shelton and Eric Church.
Why would you do that to that poor boy? Hits them both.
I don't know. They're making money, so there must be something to it.
Lead down to 8 for the Big Reds. Rodriguez picks up his dribble. Goes cross court to Cyrus, who tips it to Fleming, not on purpose. Fleming gets it back. Hits the underside of the backboard, and it'll stay with the Big Reds. And Fleming has put up some wild shots, just kind of hoping for the best.
Exactly, yeah. He's lots of opportunities. Not always great shots, and sometimes, like that one, the first one was blocked, I think.
Finds room on the baseline and lays it in, and Austin Fleming has all 6 Big Red points here in the third quarter. Lead back to 10.
He's had all the shots for him in this quarter, too.
Tucker Liston somehow falling away out of bounds, goes off glass and gets that one to go in. He's got 15. Fleming on the other end. Triple teams, dropped it to Cyrus. Couldn't get it to go. Church with the rebound. And the Eagles want to run. Church will go the whole way and has his shot blocked. Mike, these Eagles want to fly tonight. They want to fly.
I was toying with saying that, but I held back.
Cyrus and Stanley both sit down for the Big Reds.
Nice.
As Copen finds his way open. I didn't mean to do that, but I'll take it. Copen is open for 2.
Copen was open. Yeah, he just found the soft side of the zone. Nobody was there. Good inbound, good vision, good finish.
Lead down to 6. Runner from Rodriguez rattles home. First points for Nate Rodriguez since the first quarter. Timeout, Big Reds. Their third tonight.
Interesting.
Again, we'll be back in action tomorrow night. We'll be in Marietta as the Lady Tigers host the Belpre Lady Golden Eagles here on CAS 45. And then on Thursday, back here to see the Lady Big Reds host South Charleston out of the Mountain State Athletic Conference. A little matchup there as the season winding towards the sectionals and regionals. If you like orange and black, you're going to love the games this week because we got a ton of it.
It's a good color combination. That was my alma mater colors, too, up in northeastern Ohio.
Here's Church on the run, 2-on-2 with Tucker Liston, and Church will take it himself, lays it up and in. He's got 4 all in the third quarter. The lead is 6. 5.5 to go, third quarter. Belpre very frisky here. Parsons from the parking lot. That's an air ball. Saved by Stolnicker, but saves it into Bass. Bass looking for a football pass, but it wasn't there. And wisely brings it back down. Tucker Liston will shoot a 3, and he swishes that one. He's got 18, and it's a 3-point game, Mike.
Again, I don't really see a change in the philosophy for Belpre. They're doing pretty much what they did in the first half. I don't think they need to either.
Pass to Rodriguez, lost the handle on it. Belpre comes away with it and a whistle. And I think that's going to be on Trey Wilson. And it will be. It'll be Trey's first. Team foul number 2 on the Big Reds.
Almost, I mean, It's a swing. You could call it maybe a 6-point swing, whatever. Parsons puts up a shot, and that was about 3-4 feet behind the arc. Missed everything. Belpre gets the rebound, calmly comes down, cans the 3-point shot on their side.
Parsons, Fleming, and Wilson all sit down. Stoniker, Ellis, and Cyrus back in for the Big Reds.
Nice!
Behind the back pass from Church to Bass. Won't go in, but tipped up and in. Was that Bass?
It was Liston. It was Tucker Liston.
Tucker Liston lays it in. The lead is 1. Here's Casey Stanley off balance, throws up some junk, but gets the foul, and he will go to the line.
I think Bass was there, had good positioning. I think he might have got bailed out on that one, Stanley did.
Second foul on Bass, first team foul. Puts Casey Stanley at the line for the first time tonight. He has no points this evening. He still doesn't have any. Isaiah Spencer into the lineup for the Golden Eagles as Derek Liston will check out. And, you know, hats off to the Belpre coaching staff. They're dancing with the guy who brought them. They know what they're, you know, that bell cow's out there is feed 12. Let him carry it. Just don't mess it up. Loose ball is collected by Copen underneath after Stanley missed them both. Church into the front court. Drops to Bass.
Nice.
Makes a move, lays it in. And Belpre has their first lead since the first quarter.
A young team, not with as much depth as well. You would think maybe a little bit more panic. No panic in the eyes of Belpre right now. They're still with that mentality, hey, we're not supposed to win this. Let's just keep playing it. And they got back in after that big deficit. Now they have a 1-point lead.
Quavon Cyrus goes baseline, lays it up and in. His first basket of the game. And again, he's a heck of an athlete. Saw him on the football field too.
Oh, dangerous pass.
Bad pass picked off by Ellis. Into the front court, drops it to Rodriguez. Weaves his way underneath, nice dump underneath to Casey Stanley, who lays it up and in. Puts the Big Reds back up 3.
And off the made shot, here comes the press.
Tucker Liston into the front court. Stallnaker checks him. Tries to lob it out to Copen, who lost the ball, and I believe Rodriguez is going to collect a foul on that one. Copen was up on top of him, but Rodriguez called for the foul, his second, team's third. Ellis and Stallnaker out.
Copen with that hairstyle kind of looks like that kid from Stranger Things, Steve Harrington.
Parsons and Fleming back in for the Big Reds.
Oh, pocket.
Oh, Cyrus picks the pocket of Tucker Liston. And a whistle.
Oh, late call, but it looked like a straight steal.
Quavon Cyrus, his first foul, team foul 4. Derek Liston back in as Isaiah Spencer checks out for Belpre. Again, hasn't been the prettiest basketball we've seen, but it has been entertaining as all get out. Underneath to Copen on the inbound, and he lays it in. Chris Copen has 6 points for the Golden Eagles. 41-40 Big Reds.
He does a great job of getting the right spot off those inbounds. He finds that crazy soft spot in the zone. It's worked on 2 separate occasions now.
Screen from Fleming. Rodriguez for 3. Drains it.
Just like they wrote it up.
5
right out of the textbook.
5 in the quarter, 9 in the game for Nate Rodriguez. Tucker Liston will drive the lane, throws it up behind his back, but draws the foul from David Parsons. Parsons' second foul, team foul 5, in what was a pretty clean first half.
Right.
Has the Big Reds headed towards being over the limit here in the third quarter. Tucker Liston hits his first trip to the free throw line. He's got 21 of the 41 Belpre points. Make it 22. Timeout Belpre, their second of the ball game. And this is where the water meets the wheel here a little bit, Mike. I mean, it's about this point of the fourth quarter. If this is how we are, it's going to be way more interesting. But I kind of feel free to disagree, that PHS went in the locker room at the half and was like, all right, they figured out who the big dog was, and it's us. We're just going to go ahead and finish these guys off. And Belpre's having none of it.
They did. I mean, the first 5 or 6 possessions PHS had, what'd they do? They got it to the block. They got it to the big stud, Fleming, and he was making some pretty decent moves. He was scoring some points, too. So they were going at it from that vantage point instead of trying the perimeter shots from Parsons. But you're right. I mean, they're pretty much, if they didn't know it before, they know it now. This Belpre team is not scared of them. So they're just going to go and just keep pushing it and try to get it down to the block, get those high percentage shots as well. They've gone away from the three-point variety and now tried to get a little bit more closer inside. But yeah, Belpre right now is just holding tight. Got the great scorer in Liston. You're getting good performances out of Bass. Church has had a pretty good quarter. Copen's had a pretty good quarter. So everybody has joined in.
Fleming got Bass in the air, drives the lane, somehow gets that to go in. He's got 8 in the quarter, 16 in the game.
He had a little English on that one.
Roy, drop to Copen, floater in the lane, off the mark, follows a shot. Church has it. He will pull up, and he hits it. Church has 6 all in this quarter. Keeps the lead at 2.
No backing down from this black and orange team. They're staying in it.
You know, Coach Ryan Leisure in that timeout's got to say, listen, boys, they can't knock you out. Don't take yourselves out of this game. Make them finish you off as Tucker Liston goes to the floor hard. And the foul, I believe, is going to go on Austin Fleming.
It will.
Fleming pleading his case.
They had a great pass to Stanley on the block. He misses the shot. Liston had the best shot at getting that rebound. Fleming came in late with the body and knocked him down. But yeah, that play happens right there because Stanley does not make that shot from inside. He got a great pass, just didn't finish.
Stanley will sit down as A.J. Ellis checks back in. That's foul number 3 on Austin Fleming. Now the officials checking with the scorer's table.
They gave it
to
Parsons?
Take it. All right.
He wasn't there.
Well, David Parsons has his 3rd foul then.
So it's
regardless, 16 fouls for the Big Reds with 1:20 left here in this 3rd quarter. Belpre with a foul. Tucker Liston across the timeline with a head of steam. Rodriguez punches it away, stays with the Golden Eagles.
And you can see Tucker turns around and looks at his brother and says, how about a little help here? Nobody told me that guy was behind me right there.
Quick inbound to Tucker Liston. Gets room, pull-up jumper off the mark, follows a shot, knocked around. Copen has it. He will take the shot from Fleming, and that is going to be Fleming's 3rd foul, and he is not happy about it. So Parsons and Fleming both 3 fouls. That's 17 fouls, and we're into the bonus, baby.
And that's
Matt Stoneacre will come in as Austin Fleming will head to the bench.
In a game that's close such as this, anytime you have opportunities to score with no time ticking off the clock, again, it's just another one of those playing with house money situations for Belpre right now.
Chris Copen with the 1-and-1 and hits the first one. He's now 1 of 3 from the line. 7 points on the night for Chris Copen.
I see a lot of his brother. Patrick Copen was a standout player for Parkersburg Catholic. Now he's a pitcher for Marshall University. I'm seeing a lot of these same qualities out of his younger brother.
Hits them both, and we're tied up at 46. And the frustration, you can see it on the Big Reds' faces. They're like, this team will not go away.
You got a team of black and orange right now, all applauding on the bench right now.
Quavon Cyrus trying to find some room along the baseline, finds Parsons for three, not there. Church with the rebound, 3-on-1 for the Eagles, and Tucker Liston can't find the handle, and a turnover. 49 seconds.
Rare mistake for Belpre tonight where they had a good look. You said 3-on-1. They just needed to finish that. Couldn't do so with a bad pass, so one of their very few unforced errors on their side of the docket.
Screen from Ellis, trying to get Parsons some room to shoot. Instead, Rodriguez will pull the trigger.
Oh.
In and out, no good. Ellis with the rebound, bodies into Bass, trying to just muscle it up there, can't get it to go. Loose basketball, Ellis out to Parsons. Parsons drops it to Ellis,
Nice.
lays it up and in. A.J. Ellis, his first basket of the game, gives the Big Reds a 2-point lead.
Yeah, Belpre's going to be mad about that one. He had a couple of chances to get that rebound, but Parsons, good penetration and good feed over to Ellis.
Bass will try to back in against Ellis. Won't go, but a travel.
It was a good move at first. As he was starting to lose his balance, though, he did do a shuffle of that extra foot there, and that's going to do it.
Big Red's trying to get a shot off at the horn. Rodriguez, front of the iron, no good. We'll go to the fourth. Big Reds 48, Golden Eagles 46. Get your popcorn. Fourth quarter's next here on CAS 45, presented by Staley Law and Mediation.
I sincerely hope you never need my services because my firm represents people that have been seriously hurt in automobile accidents. I'm Jim Staley, and I've seen the devastating effects that those accidents can have, not only on those who are injured, but also on those who are at fault. Don't drive distracted. Put down the phone. It can wait until you get where you're going. Staley Law and Mediation, advocating for victims of serious personal injury.
Did you know a $25 gift card from Wings Etc. can get you burgers, pretzel bites, salads, wings, beer, anything off our menu, and a free $5 gift check? Cheers to the gift card that gives back to you. So get here and get merry. Now until Christmas Eve, only at Wings Etc.
Oh, we got a good one for you here at the Fieldhouse tonight, 48-46. Big Reds on top of Belpre here. You paid for the whole seat.
Ah, I was going to do that.
As listed, oh, almost banked home a three-pointer. Rodriguez into the front court to Stoneacre, who lays it up and in. Matt Stoneacre's first points of the game give Parkersburg a 4-point lead. Derek Liston into the front court to Church, to Copen out top. Kicks out to Derek Liston, baseline. Floater is good. Derek Liston, his first bucket of the game. Gets it to 50-48. Ellis stays on the floor for the Big Reds to body up against Bass down low. Rodriguez off the curl, hits a nice jumper. A thing of beauty is the jump shot of Nate Rodriguez, who has 11.
That's just confidence. That's a lot of swag for Rodriguez right there. It's a good defense, but he just had the pull-up jumper, and he had the presence of mind to make it.
Spin in the lane from Church and gets it to go.
Whoa!
Church has 8 all in the second half. This is as entertaining as anything I've seen in a
It's
while.
punch, counter punch.
Rodriguez curls around. Off glass, no good. Tucker Liston tips it up to himself. Who gets it? Lobs it ahead to Bass. Bass stops, off glass and good. And we're tied at 52. Rodriguez into the front court. Lost the handle in the air, and a foul going to be called.
A lot of folks on the PHS side wanted to walk on Bass on that other side, and you could have called it. It was not so. It was not a thing of beauty in that respect. It wasn't like what we would see in the NBA, making your way towards the basket. He kind of backed in. A couple of shuffles there. Could have been called, wasn't though.
Derek Liston picks up his first foul as Rodriguez hits the free throw. Only 2 team fouls thus far on Belpre. Stolnicker and Ellis check out. Fleming and Stanley back in. Join Rodriguez, Andrew Stolnicker, and David Parsons. And Rodriguez hits them both. He's got 13. The lead is 2. Press from the Big Reds with 3 sets of fresh legs out there, broken easily by the Golden Eagles. Here's Derek Liston. Tries to drive in, kicks out to Copen. Out top to Church. Trying to find some room to maneuver. To Bass at the free throw line. He'll drive the lane, can't get it to go. Rodriguez clears it. Big Reds with a chance to go up a couple possessions. Rodriguez dumps to Fleming. Missed the layup, tips it to himself, goes back up with it, puts it in. Austin Fleming has 18 points. 10 in the second half. The lead is 4. Hash Brown fun fact, David Parsons did not score in the third quarter after scoring 15 in the second.
You got Fleming on Liston right now.
Here's Derek Liston, shot blocked by Stolnicker. Copen with the rebound and a foul called. They're yelling, you got swatted, but there was a foul called. And Andrew Stolnicker will get his first, team foul 8. And Copen's back to the line. 2 of 4 tonight from the charity stripe. 1 and 1 is not good.
In a game like this, you need everything you can get from the free throw line.
Rodriguez drops it to Fleming. Wild trick shot, not there again. He's trying to spin it in reverse-wise, and it hasn't worked a whole lot tonight. Copen out top. Gets Stanley in the air. That is short. Fleming saves it from going out of bounds. Parsons tries to go to Casey Stanley, who catches up with it in the corner. Steps out of bounds, Belpre ball. Or they call timeout.
He called timeout before he stepped out of bounds.
He called timeout before he went out of bounds. That's timeout number 4 for the Big Reds. Leaving only 1 in pocket with 4:39 to go and a 4-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple that I don't know if it was so necessary that he called in the first half, yet he did. That's where we stand with just having the 1 left. I've noticed a shift that they've actually kind of gone away from Tucker Liston in this fourth quarter.
Has not scored yet in this fourth quarter.
And he hasn't really seen the ball a lot. There was a couple of times on maybe I think it was 2, maybe 3 possessions ago, he was hanging around the perimeter, but Church went inside to Bass. Bass could have dribbled in, turned around, got it back out to Liston. He would have been wide open, but he went ahead and went towards having the shot. Couple of just instances like that where they've decided they're going to go away from Liston on those plays. I think right now he's the big scorer. Got to find a way to get it in his hands.
Ferrier will check in for Bass for Belpre to join Liston, Church, and Copen. On the floor for the Big Reds, Andrew Stolnicker, Parsons, Stanley, Fleming, and Rodriguez. We're all aboard the crazy train. Here with 4:30 to go. Parsons in the lane, shot misdirected. Put back by Stolnicker. Andrew Stolnicker's first basket of the game. And the lead's out to 6. Derek Liston, Rodriguez is in his pocket in the backcourt. And Parsons is going to pick up his 4th foul, trying to pick his pocket, trying to get a little backcourt trap on Liston, who was going to run out of time.
Parsons smelled blood in the water. Rodriguez had him dead to rights. I mean, he had him picking up his dribble, and there wasn't another black shirt in the vicinity. Parsons kind of bailed him out with that foul. I don't think he needed to be there. He thought he could get the clean steal, just wasn't granted it.
1 and 1 for Derek Liston, and he hits the first one. I have David Parsons with 4 fouls. The scoreboard has him with 3. It's the 9th team foul.
Maybe they fixed that one from earlier because I don't think it was him, but they had it on the board as such.
Derek Liston hits them both. Lead down to 4 as we approach 4 minutes to go in this ball game.
Belpre needs to stop, and they need it now.
Stanley to Fleming, baseline, gets Liston in the air, and he lays it in. Austin Fleming now with 20.
Well, Rodriguez
Eagles
almost
break
had
the
the steal there.
press. Liston got his pocket pick.
Liston's done that 3 times in the last 2 quarters, dribbled up and has not had the presence of mind to see what was behind him.
And Parsons leads it to Stolnicker, who lays it up and in. And timeout, Belpre. As the lead went from 4 to 8, just like that.
They got to be, I know it's a little loud in here, so maybe that has something to do with it, but the teammates have got to help out. You got to help out. Liston is looking for an opening. He's kind of trying to create his shot, but he's also dribbling from the 3-quarter mark all the way to the 3-point line on the other side. That's a lot of space, and there's a lot of opportunities for somebody to sneak up behind. It's happened 3 times tonight, and nobody on the Belpre side has yelled out, "Hey, you got somebody behind you."
Back check, back check. Come on, man.
Incoming. Yeah, we need to, Belpre is in need of a couple of good stops and a couple of good shots. We're not in a place right now where we can have any more wasted opportunities, any more wasted possessions. Belpre needs to make good right now.
And if they have anything going for them, it's the fact that PHS has 9 fouls. The next one puts them in the double bonus. Press from the Big Reds. Tucker Liston to Derek Liston, who will bring it across midcourt.
Oh,
Lost the basketball. Loose on the floor and stolen away by Stolnicker. Ahead to Casey Stanley. And he lays it up and in.
Devastating.
Casey Stanley has 4 points, and the lead is out to 10, just like that. They leave Tucker Liston all alone, and he front irons the 3. Back to Stolnicker. They leave him open for 3. In and out, no good. Put back by Casey Stanley is good.
He had every bit of his vertical jump and back to get that one in the presence of mind in one motion to put it back in.
And what just happened? A 2-point game turned into a 12-point game. 3 minutes to go. Church stops, shoots. Hopefully stops the bleeding for the Golden Eagles.
They can come back. They have. They've been down big in this game, and they've brought it back, but they need stops.
My count is Belpre still with 2 timeouts available. Down 10 as we approach 2.5 as Rodriguez plows into Bass and a block called.
Good thought. Bass tried it. He tried to get in there. He tried to be set.
Rodriguez trying to say, I was shooting. You were not shooting. Third foul on Bass, team foul number 3. Fleming pulls out for 3 and hits it. And Austin Fleming.
That one hurt. If you're wearing black and orange, that one hurt.
Derek Liston trying to find some space. Picks up his dribble. Here's Tucker Liston. He's back iron, no good. Loose basketball collected by Copen. Copen will lay it back up and in. Chris Copen has 10 points.
Running out of time.
And the Big Reds content to milk the clock.
And having such a clean quarter with such a small round.
Rodriguez knifes right in to lay it up and in uncontested.
Small round of fouls and everything. It's going to take a long time to get him in the bonus.
Church for 3 and he hits it. They may not be dead yet.
Need another
90
stop.
seconds to go and it's a 10-point game. Rodriguez has it poked away. Bass ahead to Derek Liston. Blocked by Stolnicker. Out of bounds, stays with Belpre. Belpre wanted a foul. Instead, they'll just get the basketball as Bass will check out and Ferrier will check in.
Got to set up a play, screen off for Liston to give him a much better but cleaner shot.
Tucker Liston, finger roll, not there. Copen with the putback, not there. Ferrier with the rebound, not there, but a whistle and a foul. And there is a lot of jawing at the referees by the Big Reds.
Tucker was 3 of 4 in the third quarter, not made a shot in the fourth.
Ugh. So Ferrier will go to the line to shoot 2 with the clock stopped and missed the first one. Ferrier pretty much the 7th man in the rotation, second man off the bench. And he hits the second one.
And Belpre dropping back, not putting any pressure on. Interesting call.
Derek Liston will try to challenge Rodriguez at three-quarters court as the Big Reds can dribble out as much clock as they want. Just try not to give it back to Belpre. Trying to force the Golden Eagles to foul here. And Church will have to foul Rodriguez at 54 seconds.
Still got to stop the clock 3 more times before we get bonus free throws. And almost at this point, it'd be better to try and get the clean steal.
4th team foul. Stallnaker into the backcourt to Rodriguez. Derek Liston back there trying to get the turnover. Instead, will be called for the reach. His second foul, team foul 5.
Oh, boy.
And now it's just turning into a mathematics equation.
If you're going to do it this way, you got to make the foul immediately.
Oh! Rodriguez somehow saves it.
Got away with it.
Into the corner of the Stanley. And Church will foul him there. His third, team foul 6. And credit the Big Reds, Casey Stanley was wide open in the corner and did not pull the trigger.
He had the open look. But it was almost a very dangerous turnover there on Rodriguez.
Lob into Fleming, goes to Rodriguez in the other end of the floor with 30 seconds to go. Derek Liston trying desperately to poke it away. Timeout Parkersburg. And that should be their last one with 23 seconds remaining on the clock and a 9-point lead. Got to make sure all your guys are on the same page here. Well, I'm not sure the Big Reds knew they were going to get a feisty Golden Eagles squad into Fieldhouse tonight.
I don't think they had any idea.
But this one could have swung either way a couple of times tonight. Belpre on the road after this one at Southern on Friday. PHS will be in South Charleston on Friday. Parkersburg trying to pick up win number 4. Belpre trying to pick up win number 9. Eagles only won 5 games all of last season, so Coach Ryan Leisure's squad much improved over last year. And going to watch the film from this one and see a lot of missed opportunities.
I was
as
just
the
getting
Big
ready
Reds,
to say the same thing.
Big Reds are going to just try and dribble this one out with 15 seconds left.
And they got the
Liston
steal.
pokes it away. So Derek Liston will lay it up and in with 6 seconds left. Timeout Belpre with 5 on the clock. Got to find the 7-point play if you've got it in the playbook, Mike.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not many of those. You're right.
It's going to have to be foul immediately.
Yeah.
And hope for the best.
You're right, though. I mean, there's some two vantage points I see. First thing, Belpre had plenty of opportunities tonight. And even after they survived that second quarter of David Parsons shooting the lights out, they got it back in. They got the lead back. But there was a couple of swings where it went from, a 2-point lead to a 10-point lead, back to a 6-point lead, that sort of thing. So, yeah, Belpre had their opportunities. But also, there's lots to take from this game that's positive, too. And you've got a young team out there, and it can only get better from this point. So,
and the Big Reds,
no moral victories, obviously, but this is
the Big Reds should feel fortunate they survived this game.
was every bit of the survival. No doubt about it.
You know, you earned your win, but you didn't punch the little kid on the block in the face like you probably were expecting, as Rodriguez is fouled by Church, and that should send him to the line for the 1-and-1. Fourth on Church. One and one, and Rodriguez is pretty much going to bury this one. 3 of 3 from the line. It has a chance to make it a 9-point game, and he will. And Church is just going to heave it at the buzzer, and it's not there. 73-64, your final, as the Big Reds survive against the Belpre Golden Eagles. Belpre will fall to 8-7. Big Reds improve to 4-9 on the season. As I look down my scoring sheet, Tucker Liston, 22 points for the Golden Eagles. None in the fourth quarter. None.
From 4 shots, missed them all.
9 in the third, none in the fourth. And I think that's probably one of the things Coach Lazier is going to look back at. Very game 12 points from Junior Bass. 13 for Blake Church, all in the second half. For the Big Reds, David Parsons, 17 points, none in the second half. 18, 20, 23 for Austin Fleming. Nate Rodriguez, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17 points. 13 of those in the second half. I would positive spin. The Big Reds won the game. There was some positives to take out of this, but they should feel fortunate in this one.
Another little stat that I didn't know of at the time, PHS closed the game very well, 11 of 15 in that final quarter. That's what shut the door. They hit almost all their opportunities in that fourth quarter. But yeah, you're right. Plenty of opportunities right now for Belpre. They did a great job. PHS needs to go out of this game just sigh of relief. We survived that one right there.
Big Reds on the road Friday at South Charleston. Belpre on the road Friday at Southern. We are back on the air tomorrow night as the Lady Golden Eagles will be in Marietta, take on the Lady Tigers. We'll see you right here 7-ish on CAS 45, as well as Facebook and YouTube. And then we'll be back here in the Fieldhouse. If you're a Big Reds fan, the Lady Big Reds will be hosting the Black Eagles of South Charleston right here at the Fieldhouse. We'll have that game for you Thursday night. My man, Mike Cameron. Woo! Fantastic as always.
Oh, yeah.
73-64, your final here from the Fieldhouse for the entire CAS 45 crew. My name is Brian Guthrie. Thanks for watching high school basketball presented by Staley Law and Mediation on CAS 45. Good night, everybody.